happy Tuesday. Welcome back. Today we are going to go over day 11 math. We have kind of moved on from place value and comparing numbers, and now we're moving on to money. So this should be a review from for us because we did cover our money unit before we switched over to distance learning. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. We have a math task that we're going to start with, and let's go ahead and read and see what we need to find out. Paul finds 5 dimes and 2 nickels. He counts them and says he has 50 cents. Tell why Paul is wrong, and then we need to make it right. So Paul has 5 dimes. I've put 5 dimes here, and we know that they're each worth 10 cents. And then it says Paul has 2 nickels, and we know a nickel is worth 5 cents. So if we counted these all together, and remember, we're just skip counting by the 5s or by the 10s based on what coin it is. So here we have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and now we're moving on to the 5. So here we have 50, 55, 60. So Paul has 60 cents if he has all of those coins, and Paul says he counts them and says he has 50 cents. We need to tell why Paul is wrong. So Paul is wrong because he actually has 60 cents. Because if we count them up, we counted up the 5 dimes and we counted the 2 nickels, and it actually equaled 60 cents. So that's why Paul is wrong. And to make it right, if we needed to make Paul's statement right, we would just need to cross out those nickels. So that would be one way to make it right, is if Paul just kept the dimes. All right, and now we are going to move on to our second slide here. And this is just going over what is the value of each coin. We know a dime equals 10 cents. So when we're counting dimes, we're counting by 10s. We're skip counting by 10s. A nickel is worth 5 cents. So when we're counting nickels, we're skip counting by 5. So if you go back here with dimes, it's 10, 20. Nickels, it would be 5, 10. And a penny is worth 1 cent, so we count by 1. So it would be 1, 2. So if you look at our example here, when they give us a variety of coins, we need to skip count based on the value of the coin. To find the value of coins, start counting with the coin that has the greatest value. I have found that is also the easiest way. Start with the largest numbers and then work your way down. So the example here would be, this is 2 dimes, so we have 10, 20. And then there are 2 nickels, so we go from 20, 25, 30. And now we have 2 pennies, so we are counting by 1s, 31, 32. So the value of all of those coins is 32 cents. All right, and then we are going to move on. We need to find the value of the coins. So we're going to skip count, put the value as we count here, and then the final total over here. I'm going to work through number 1 and 2. I am going to want you to try number 3 on your own. Okay, so let's start. We have a dime. We know a dime is worth 10 cents. And then if we add the dime to the nickel, that is 15 cents. And then if we add the penny, that's just adding 1. We know there is 16 cents. So the dime, the nickel, and the penny equals 16 cents. So the 16 would need to go there. Okay, moving on to number 2. We have 3 dimes, 2 nickels, and a penny. So remember, the dimes value is 10 cents, so we need to skip count by 10s. Once we get to the nickels, we're going to then skip count by 5s, and then the penny is worth 1, so we will skip count by 1s. So starting with the first dime, we know that is worth 10. Moving on, we know 2 dimes would be 20 cents. 3 dimes is going to be 30 cents. And now we're moving on to the nickel, so the value is only going to increase by 5, not 10. So taking our 30, adding 5 to that would be 35 cents. And then adding another nickel is going to be 40 cents. And then if we add the penny to that, we're just increasing it by 1. So that is going to be 41. So the total value, of these coins is 41 cents. Okay, I do want, like I was saying, I want you to try number 3 on your own. If you have any questions, reach out on class tag or put your question in the comments below and I will get back to you on that. Just remember you're skip counting based on the value of the coins. Okay, I'm going to move on to the fourth slide here, which is problem solving. And we're going to go over number one. And number one, Jen had 6 dimes, so I listed 6 dimes here, and 4 nickels, so I put 4 nickels. She lost 2 of each of them. So when she lost 2, I crossed out 2 dimes and I crossed out 2 nickels because she lost 2 of each type of coin. How much does she still have? Well, in order to find this answer, we need to count what is left. So we're not going to count the ones that we crossed out because those represent the coins she lost. So again, our dimes are worth 10 and our nickels are worth 5. So we are just going to skip count, starting with the coin that has the greatest value, which is going to be the dimes. And we have 4 dimes, so we're going to skip count by 10 4 times. 10, 20, 30, 40. Now we're going to skip count by 5. We left off with 40, 45, 50. So we know Jen still has 50 cents left because she did lose those 4 coins. Okay, and we are going to move on. Again, we have another problem solving. Number 2. Marcy wants to buy beads that cost 80 cents to make a friendship bracelet. If she has 2 nickels, how many dimes does she need to buy the beads? Okay, so remember, she has 2 nickels. Here I put the 2 nickels. That's what she already has. And the 2 nickels total up to 10 cents. Now we have 10 cents. So we need to skip count by tens because the 10 represents the value of the dime until we get to 80. And once we get to 80, we need to stop and then we need to figure out how many times we skip counted 10. And that's going to let us know how many more dimes she needs to buy that bracelet. Okay, so here I have, again, we're going to start with 10 because she had the 2 nickels and that totaled 10 cents. And now we're going to skip count until we get to 80. So we have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. So that right there we need to stop because she only needs 80 cents. And the question was, how many dimes does she need to buy the beads? Well, she needs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 dimes. So your answer would be, oops, let's go back here. Your answer would be Marcy needs 7 dimes to buy the bracelet. So Marcy needs 7 dimes to, oh, not the bracelet, to buy the beads. She needed the beads, not the bracelet. So that would be your answer there. Okay, now we can move on to number 3. Again, staying with the problem-solving concept. Derek has some dimes. It's not telling us how many dimes. He gives Luis 4 dimes. He gives Mia 3 dimes. How much money did Derek give away? Okay, so that makes sense. We're looking at not how much money he had, but how much he gave away. Well, here I have 4 dimes that are going to represent the 4 dimes he gave to Luis. And then over here I have the 3 dimes that are going to represent the 3 dimes he gave to Mia. They're all dimes, so we know we're going to skip count by 10. And if we skip count by 10, counting all of the dimes, that's going to tell us how much money Derek gave away. So let's go ahead and get started. We have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. So Derek gave away 70 cents. That is the, they weren't looking for how many dimes or how many coins he gave away. They wanted to know how much actual money he gave away. So we needed to skip count those dimes and let them know 7 dimes equals 70 cents. So Derek gave away 70 cents. Okay, and then our last little bit of math for the day is math fluency. And again, I hope that with this practice, these are getting easier each week, each day. You're building those fluency skills. And if you have any questions, do not hesitate to reach out to me. Today we are doing subtraction. So we have 48 and we are taking 27 away. So we are looking for the difference. We're showing this in multiple ways. The first way says use any strategy. The best way is to line these numbers up based on the place value. And then we work our way over from right to left. So we are going to start with the ones column. We have, if we're just focusing on that ones column, we have 8 and we are taking 7 away. We're finding the difference. So if we have 8 of something, we take 7 away, we know there is 1 left. We do not need to regroup, so we are, or borrow, so we are going to move over to the tens column. And we have 4 and we are taking away 2. If you have 4 of something and you take 2 away, the difference is going to be 2. So we know that 48 minus 27 is 21. Now we need to show that using models or visuals. And the way we do that is I used base 10 blocks to represent 48, and then we are going to take 27 of those away. So if we break that up by place value, we know we're taking away 2 tens and we are taking away 7 ones. So let's go ahead and move these. So we're moving 1, 2, click out of that, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So I've moved 7 ones. Now I need to take away 2 tens. So we're going to move 2 of those 10s out of the box. And we should have 21 left. So let's count our base 10 blocks to see if that is indeed what we have. We have 10, 20, 21. So we know that we did, in fact, do this correctly because we took the correct number of base 10 blocks away. And then my favorite part, we need to write a story. This is my favorite because you're basically making up your own word problem. And here we have, there were 48 shells on the beach. The ocean swept 27 shells away. How many shells were left on the beach? That represents the 48 shells that were on the beach, the 27 swept away, and we know if we come up here that there were 21 shells left. Lastly, they want you to check your work. How do you know your answer is correct? We're going to do that inverse operation, and like we've been saying, that the inverse operation, you're just doing the opposite to check your work. Here, our equation was subtraction, so we're going to use addition to check our work. We are going to take the difference, which was 21, and we are going to add that to, this should be a 7, my apologies. Fix that really fast. We're going to add that to 27, and we know 21 plus 27 equals 48, which is the other add-in, so we know our work is correct. I hope you all are having a wonderful day. If you or your families have any questions, please reach out to me on class tag or commenting below, and I will do my very best to help assist you in any way I can. I hope you have a great day, and we'll talk soon. Goodbye.